Jay Monahan has gone from hero to zero. Well, at least in the eyes of PGA Tour players who feel the commissioner of their league is just as hypocritical of the players that left the PGA for LIV. It gets even better when you find out that Greg Norman, the face of LIV Golf, was unaware of this massive news dump happening. Now, with the PGA Tour and LIV Golf announcing a merger, let's take a closer look at what we do and do not know. This is the Golf Caddy, where we keep you up to date on all the breaking news in the world of golf from someone who was formerly inside the ropes. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for all other breaking news. Prior to getting started, we were all in shock with this announcement, so we asked you, the viewer, what were your initial thoughts when this news came out? Did you also think there was some hypocrisy here, or do you see the logic with the PGA Tour? Make sure to leave a comment below while we dive into what we know regarding the stance of this pending merger. So, for anyone that has been living under a rock over the last 12 months, the golf world has been fractured and split with a breakaway new tour, LIV Golf, paying a number of prominent professional golfers a lot of money to compete on their tour. The decision for these players to take loads of money to join LIV meant a suspension from both the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. Players like Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Sergio Garcia, Dustin Johnson, Cameron Smith, and many others were widely criticized for taking the money to play in what is considered an exhibition golf league instead of playing in what many believe to be the top competition in the PGA Tour. As news of the players departing for LIV came over the last 12 months, the PGA Tour and some of their superstars blasted these players for taking the money to run and hide from real competition. While leaving the tour was one concern, there was also backlash to the players who took money from a Saudi-backed fund that was notoriously known for sport washing to enable better worldwide perception for a regime that had been known for inhumane acts toward their own people. Many personalities in golf media, including Eamon Lynch and Brandel Chambly, have been very outspoken regarding their disgust toward LIV Golf and the monstrosities that the Saudi regime has in what they are trying to accomplish. Brandel reiterated his beliefs in LIV Golf a few weeks ago, stating, "To raise the question whether LIV has been good for the PGA Tour is to miss the very human and most important point of the whole issue of sports washing. It is bad for the people who continue to be oppressed by the man who funds LIV Golf." Both the PGA Tour and LIV Golf have spent the last 12 months in a legal battle over many issues surrounding allowing players to leave and suspending them for their respective tours, only to get stuck at a standstill. While litigations continued to proceed, it was rumored that both entities needed to open up their books, which may be a brief idea as to why a merger was inevitable. Fast forward to this season, where one of the LIV players won the 2023 PGA Championship and was a runner-up in the 2023 Masters. It was clear that LIV Golf still had a lot of talent on their hands and can be considered to be competitive. Following the announcement of the merger, Brooks Koepka, the LIV Golf prodigy, wasted no time to snap back at Brandel, who had been very critical of him and his surrounding team over the last few months, with a small tweet: "Welfare check on Chambly." Now, with this merger being announced, all of the past comments from PGA Tour leadership and golf media has begun to look, well, quite hypocritical, specifically around the commissioner Jay Monahan of the PGA Tour, who lambasted players for leaving to join LIV. Monahan was very critical and backed his decision to suspend any PGA Tour members that played in one LIV Golf event 12 months ago. It probably is an issue for players that chose to go and take that money, and I think you'd have to be living under a rock to not know that there are significant implications. I would ask any player that has left or any player that would consider leaving, have you ever had to apologize for being a member of the PGA Tour? Monahan said during the start of this feud, alluding to the human rights issues the Saudi-backed league support. quotes. Well, now it appears he is speaking a different tune, stating below in the press release today. We are pleased to move forward in step with LIV and PIF's world-class investing experience. And I applaud PIF Governor Yasser Al-Rumayyan for his vision and collaborative and forward-thinking approach, that it is not just a solution to the rift in our game, but also a commitment to taking it to new heights. We at the Golf Caddy try not to offer opinions, but sounds like a fat wad of cash was slipped into his account and he is now potentially going to have to apologize for being a part of this. While some of the PGA Tour members were not happy with how Monahan handled the situation, they did feel that in the more recent months, along with Rory McIlroy as a de facto player leader, has helped stifle the potential departures of other players who were offered millions of dollars to join the LIV Golf circuit. However, this now begs the question, how do these players feel now that superstars like Mickelson, Johnson, Smith, and Koepka, who received $100 million offers, get to come back to the PGA Tour? Players like Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele, and Cameron Young, along with a host of others, were rumored to have received offers of $100 million or more and chose to stay on the PGA Tour because of what they were promised, because of legacy and tradition. With this news of the tours merging, many people are now stating that anyone that left for LIV is a genius. They got the $100 million and now get to play on the PGA Tour. A few PGA Tour members quickly expressed their frustration and lack of insight into the potential merger of the player-run organization with a tour that fractured everything they stood for. Mackenzie Hughes wrote, "Nothing like finding out through Twitter that we're merging with a tour that said we'd never do that with." Young superstar and two-time major champion Colin Morikawa tweeted out, "I love to find out morning news on Twitter." Michael Kim tweeted, "Very curious how many people knew this deal was happening. About 5 to 7 people? Player-run organization, right?" Other golf media accounts who are very for the player were also very critical of what is going on. No Laying Up, who has also criticized LIV Golf and the PGA Tour in the past, said, "I've never been more confused about how the PGA Tour operates. Haven't heard from a single player that knew this was happening." It appears that a lot of initial criticism is squarely falling on Jay Monahan's shoulders. After spending a year attacking and fighting off LIV only to join them and switch the PGA Tour from a non-profit organization to a for-profit organization run by the Saudi-based group, the entire golfing world is very confused where this came from and truly what it means moving forward. While more news is still to come, it is clear that this for-profit entity's chairman will be Yasser Al-Rumayyan, with his CEO being Jay Monahan, leaving the entire golfing world in a loss for words after what has transpired. Both players from the LIV and PGA Tours were unaware this was going to happen, and majority of the PGA Tour professionals feel betrayed. They were told to not even explore the option for the money, just to see the leader of their group explore the option and unfortunately see him sell out for a couple of millions, maybe $1 billion. Rumors are starting to swirl what this means, but as more updates come out, we will be sure to outline them for you. That will do it for this video on the Golf Caddy. While more news and updates are sure to come out, please make sure to subscribe to get all of the news and leave a comment on your thoughts regarding Jay's betrayal.